psychiatric help, questions about the president's health. Here with reaction now from the Trump Organization, President Trump's son, Eric Trump.
It's Eric Trump.
You know, there's a part of it that is
Supreme Leader's son.
It's not funny, because they, in their little bubble echo chamber, have convinced themselves. And your dad asked for a cognitive test, which apparently was one of the hardest ones that is.
And he aced it.
30 for 30.
It's insane. First of all, I think the Admiral did an amazing job.
I do too.
Second of all, I mean, does he watch too much TV? Does he eat too much ice cream? Are you kidding me? By the way, if I look around that room, half of the people that were in there, I remember from the campaign.
Yeah.
And I remember them sleep deprived, drinking cases of Red Bull because they couldn't keep up
with your father.
As he was on his 7th speech of the night, they were in the back, not speaking in front of 30,000 people 7 times in a row in 4 different states. They're totally falling asleep. They can't keep up with him. I mean, my father, first of all, I've never seen the man with a cold. Second of all, he has more energy than any person I have ever met in my entire life. He will outwork anybody. He stays up. I mean, the guy is incredible. I mean, I watch
Leader
the show
Trump.
and I say, give me a break, guys. I mean,
but it's been.
He never gets tired.
I've listed your dad's accomplishments for the first year.
He's like a machine.
Promises made, promises kept. Just
I wish the mainstream media would leave him alone.
End of the mandate, and more finally open.
They always trying to dig up something. They're trying to keep throwing shit out at the wall, hoping it sticks.
And they're upset that a president is healthy.
The mainstream media.
Excellent health.
You know, with that result, watch as much TV as you want. Eat as much ice cream as you want.
That's great.
The Dow is about to break 26,000.
Yeah.
Right? You have the lowest.
Actually did today.
Hopefully in the future, he or his brother be president.
You have the highest consumer confidence you've ever
Keep
had.
that Trump going. Keep Trump train going.
4,000 terrorists are down to less than 1,000, and they're killing those guys off rapidly. You know, oil is.
You know what they don't like?
It's insane.
They don't like that he's not them. They don't like.
That's all they don't like.
He has different views. They don't like that he's more irreverent and more politically incorrect. They can't handle
Sean, they don't
this.
like that they were wrong.
They don't like that
They
either.
don't like that they were wrong.
Good point.
They got it wrong. They all got it wrong. They were supposed to be the smart people who got to call this every time. They were the brilliant journalists. They all got it wrong. He quite frankly embarrassed them, and they're doubling down again. And
yeah, they all embarrassed.
Again and again, because you know what?
He proved them wrong.
1,000 times, but it happens to me every single day. I walk
damn
down the street,
mainstream
and people come up to me
media.
and hug me. Tell your father we say thank you. You know what? I just opened up my.
I wish the mainstream media go straight to hell.
By 35%. I mean, I didn't think retirement was possible.
I hate Wall Street. I wish I was.
I hate Wall Street too, man.
Now it is. I mean, these are the stories I hear every single day, Sean. I mean,
you know what people tell me?
Incredible difference in this country.
Please don't stop fighting, because they know that this is like an oasis here. We're not them.
Sure.
And I never. By the way, I've never been to a White House Correspondents' Dinner because I hate them and they hate me, so it works out well. Here's what I want to ask you. Imagine this scenario where it's proven, and the head of your party, the Republican Party, said that Donald Trump rigged a primary election. Rigged it. Donna Brazil's words, not mine. Then, your dad paid for Russian propaganda with salacious lies and misinformation against Hillary Clinton to influence the general election.
Mainstream media are evil.
Find out that the FBI director and some of his minions put the fix in and exonerated your father before an investigation. And then we find out that that phony Russian paid-for dossier that was used, that they wanted to use to manipulate the American people before an election to steal the general where they stole the primary, that was used to get a warrant on Hillary Clinton's team, an opposition candidate, and then a president-elect Hillary. Thank God we don't have to say that. What would the media be doing tonight?
Well, I mean, how about just going back to the very beginning, where Donna Brazil is giving the debate questions to Hillary before the debate? I mean, could you imagine if that happened to my father? I mean, let alone all this other stuff. Meaning he would have been disqualified at that moment. There would be nothing left at that moment, let alone the fake dossiers and the phony investigations and the nonsense Russia. I mean, here's just a reality of what happened. You had a better candidate who was far more competent, who worked much harder, despite having 1/7 the amount of money, who blew the other party out of the water, right? And they needed an excuse. They needed a way to justify their loss. And if you look at the Democratic Party right now, they have no message. They have no leadership. They have no
nothing.
talent,
hate Trump, and no vision to help the forgotten men and women of this country. You know what I think the best thing your dad does? He's giving one of his speeches or town halls or whatever he's doing. See those people in the back? Fake news. And you know what everyone starts screaming? They turn and they're screaming at people in the media, you suck.
Hell yeah,
And
they yell at them, you suck. I mean, the fake media suck.
Think about having
These people that are around, they turn around, they yell at that fake media, you suck, fake media.
I mean, wouldn't you want to change
CNN,
course?
MSNBC, you all
If
suck.
something's not working, look at CNN's ratings, right?
Good point.
They have 0 ratings. Right? If something's not working, wouldn't you want to change course as opposed to doubling down and doubling down and doubling down?
195 times they said "shhole" on the fake news "shhole" network. Sorry, I can't help it. I can't help it. They told me I can't say it on the air, and it's pissing me off.
By the way, not one time did they mention the Dow hitting 26,000.
No.
Not one time did they talk about
all them liberal care about words.
ISIS. I mean, everything that's actually important to this nation. And you know, the one thing I learned through this whole process, I mean, if there's one thing that I'll take away is that the media does not understand, at least the vast majority.